Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson.
I'm Monica Haidt.
And I'm Chelsea Duff, and welcome back to New Orleans 3 weeks! Yay!
Woo! Swamp ass August.
Here's the thing.
Also, I think that you should keep the gag in the intro. Like, I think that you should gag in the middle of it every time. Whatever just happened. Sometimes
just a word came out a little not right into it. But start it over.
Sometimes, yeah, honestly, at this point, I don't even care. If I mess up, hi guys.
That people like to know that we do it live every time.
My tongue got like weirdly big in my mouth for like a hot second, and I was like, I honestly, I think it was the nectarine that stuck in my teeth.
She's having an allergic reaction.
Oh God, help her!
Like somebody get that EpiPen.
Kill myself.
Well, I thought it was because I gagged like 40 times in this movie, so I thought that you're doing it for the theme of the film, and so I thought it was part of it, and I liked what you were doing. I was picking out what you were putting down.
Okay, well, if you want to know what movie Monica was gagging all throughout,
I was gagged.
She was so gagged in multiple ways. This week we're doing Hatchet from 2006, and according to IMDb, this movie is about when a group of tourists in a New Orleans haunted swamp tour finds themselves stranded in the wilderness. Their evening of fun and spooks turns into a horrific nightmare.
Powerful. And moving.
What a film. What a film. And I get it. I understand. This movie walked so Terrifier could run. And that is also neglecting all the 70s and 80s that are the actual inspiration for this. But this, you know what I'm saying? This is so like the proto Terrifier. And that's why it has this crazy cult following or whatever that I've seen online, or at least that's what I've understood. I'm not looking, it's not nearly as profound as what is happening with Art the Clown, but like people love schlocky, stupid shit.
Practical effect violence.
Yeah, there's no CGI in this movie at all.
Other than like removing camera wires and stuff.
Which doesn't even count.
Yeah. Which doesn't count. Everybody knows that doesn't count.
That's just post. Okay, that's different.
That's just, no, I totally agree. And yeah, I really didn't know what to expect going into this movie. But like they let you know what's going to happen right away in the beginning. They're like, here's Robert Englund. That means he's going to die right away because he's right here in the first minute.
And he's immediately gone.
And yeah. And then he's immediately dead and everything's clear. And then like as soon as that's over, you see 400 pairs of tits. So I'm like, all right, I got it.
It is Mardi Gras. So
yeah.
Here's the thing. If you haven't shown your tits on Bourbon Street, what are you doing, quite frankly?
Well, I was a child when I was there, Sydney, so it would have been inappropriate. And so I can't believe you said that.
It's okay. We can do it again. We'll go back.
We'll go back.
We'll go back.
Well, I know. That's what I was going to say. I'm going to have my bachelorette in New Orleans. That's my dream.
And are we going to do
should I do it for Mardi Gras? Well, yes. Yes, 100%.
Are we all going to dress
haunted tour
like Victor Crowley?
No, I don't want that.
I love to wear overalls with nothing underneath.
Okay, well, you can do that, but I don't need you to have the big bulbous head. And
I didn't say it's going to do prosthetics. I said it's going to dress up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine. Great. As long as we're not doing prosthetics.
I'm carrying a hatchet around the entire time we're there.
You're doing prosthetics because you're the bride, but we're just going to do overalls.
No. Yeah. And that's why I was saying you guys can't do it because I'm going to do it. Yeah. No,
because she's the special girl of the party.
I'm the special girl. And so I'm the one who's going to have the like 17 hours of prosthetic makeup on my face the whole weekend. But yeah, it's always a good sign when Robert Englund, aka Freddy Krueger, in case that name doesn't mean anything to you at home,
fake horror
is in a movie. I love when he does. I love when he does a bit part. He does so many of them.
Me too. However, I really thought Tony Todd was going to be in more of this movie. I did not.
He's also doing a bit.
He's also doing a bit, and like within the full scoop of the movie, I understand that there are lots of just like little bits going on, you know what I mean, in that regard. But I really thought because it was not a standalone moment that there was going to be more of that. But that's on me, I guess.
He's playing like the exact same kind of character as he plays in Final Destination, where he's just like spooky and he says something ominous.
Yeah.
And he
And then
sends
he's like,
you on your
"Goodbye."
journey.
And
then
I'm
he's
out.
like, well, I wonder if he's in Hatchet too.
Okay,
Hatchet.
I was trying to research this movie at least a little so I would have some knowledgeable things to say. And it was very hard to do that without constantly bumping into spoilers for the rest of the Hatchet franchise. But honestly, the more that I learn, the more I feel like it's still a big surprise mystery what's going to happen in those movies because I'm seeing cast members listed for Hatchet 2 and or 3 that are definitely dead. So now I'm like they could be doing something funkalicious.
Funkalicious. It's crazy. They do crazy shit in this. And apparently all of 3 of them take place in the same series of days. And Hatchet 2 takes place the exact second where Hatchet 1 ends.
Yeah, IMDb trivia said with all the movies, if you didn't play any of the credits, it would just be one continuous movie.
And I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah,
that's part of like I don't mind spoilers, but I was kind of like, well, maybe I want to know what the deal is, so don't tell me just yet.
I wish I had watched all of them. I was having a wonderful time.
We literally made a joke about this episode being a triple feature, super fun and easy for everybody to participate in, but it was not all 3 Hatchet movies. So maybe if we had just nailed that on the head, we could have made it happen.
Right? We could have done Swamp Ass August, Hatchet 1, 2, 3.
I know. We'll just have to bring back Swamp Ass August and do all the Hatchet movies next year.
Because there's also a 4th one, which is just Victor Crowley.
Oh, really?
He's got like his own movie, which is maybe an origin story because I was seeing some things about the nature of Victor Crowley that again I didn't want to see, but I've seen them now. And with what I'm gleaning about Hatchet 2 and 3, it would be difficult for that information to come from there, but not impossible. So I'm like, now that is its own whole other thing as well. Like
That's
one
crazy.
of the only articles that I found on this was about how it's the best movie ever and all of the Hatchet movies are perfect and wonderful and a great watch back to back to back. And they were saying, they were like, Victor Crowley is the next big icon of horror. And I was like, oh, that hasn't been my experience, but it certainly really is clear there's a lot more going on here than I thought. Actually, you know what? I'm not so sorry to keep interrupting. That wasn't from the article. That's from one of the posters released for this movie. That's a quote on one of the posters released from this movie. And the other one has a tagline that says, "It's not a remake, it's not a sequel, and it's not based on a Japanese one. Hatchet, old school American horror." So that's just the era we were in as well, I guess. A little commentary there.
Well, it all makes sense when you think about who the director is. Adam Green, also the director of Frozen. Not the Disney movie.
I literally was like, oh, Disney, what a weird pivot.
That's crazy.
I was like, wrong. Actually, it's Frozen's the ski one, right?
It's the ski one that we did.
Which I loved. I really loved that movie. So I remember talking about this then. About these movies then and like the mystery of what the fuck they're all about. But yeah, I mean, also, okay, he pulled an M. Night too. Adam Green is in the movie. He's one of the friends in the friend group. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, he's I don't know which one, but one of them. But yeah, I love the fucking opening of this movie. It's so classic. It's so important to have an alligator that almost bites your dick. It reminds me of Snakes on a Plane. And I always love thinking about Snakes on a Plane. And I think, again, I will say, when are we doing Snakes on the Plane on the pod? When? Something to address imminently and soon. but I love
The
it. It's
snake
so
fur.
stupid. Wow. Really good. Really powerful
Something
stuff
to think
there.
about.
Really good. Yeah, I think that just rolls off the tongue. I think it rolls off the tongue.
I'm sure there's a snake Christmas movie out there.
I wouldn't
yeah.
doubt it.
I'm sure. Now that I've been seeing all these, like, this trend online, it's like all the Tubi movies about this. And it was like all the shark Tubi movies. And I was hearing like things I could never expect. And then also all the Amityville horror Tubi movies. They like really. I didn't know the Amityville horror series was as like profoundly vast as it is. It's really special. It's really good. Anyway, I wish that we had seen Robert Englund die. And I think that was a big missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was struck by in this movie was how many people died off screen.
Well, all the deaths that are on screen are,
egregious.
Yeah.
They
They're
rip,
dramatic,
dude.
okay?
Yeah, okay. This is what I mean though, because y'all all know at this point that I don't fuck with the Terrifier movies really. Like I've watched them. That's it, and I'm good, and I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna be doing that again. But I have respect for the craft and all the things that go into it, and the gore is really really cool. But the movie makes me feel bad. This movie is also misogynistic, but the kills don't make me feel bad to be a woman and scared. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's misogynistic in a different way, like in a Y2K kind of way.
It's misogyny.
Yeah.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah, it's a nostalgic kind of
Misogyny,
misogynism.
you know?
Misogyny,
I'm trying to
yeah.
think of a
Misogyny
little
of our youth.
portmanteau, but that's a tricky one.
A nostalgic type of
Nostalgynistic.
Nostalgynistic.
Misogynalgic.
Wow.
Like, hold on. Where was I going with this? Oh, this is like
Misogyny.
Terrifier is taking itself very seriously, where this movie like is a horror comedy. You know what I mean? Or like,
yeah.
Frankly, even like one could say maybe like a horror parody, a little bit. Know what I mean?
Almost. Yeah,
it's very close.
Right? Yeah. It's so good. It's a fun tone. It's a fun tone. What were you gonna say, Chelsea?
I would say the major problematic element of this movie is that it's doing the very classic disfigured villain or disabled villain is a psycho who kills people relentlessly kind of trope. But I would say that they're doing a more interesting backstory here than there is in like The Hills Have Eyes, for example. It's not quite the same as like the House of Wax, but it kind of makes me think of House of Wax a little bit as well, because they do a similar thing there where it's like, oh, you thought the child with the disability, the visual disability, was the really evil one, but actually it's this other blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So in this one, they give him the sympathetic backstory, and they kind of explain it of like, they don't psychologically analyze it in quite the same way, but essentially they're saying like he's stuck in that fight or flight moment of that last night of his life, human life, whatever that tragic moment. At least he's caught in that like loop, and that's why he's behaving the way he is. And so I think it is like not quite as egregious as it's been in other films. But it's really walking that line.
Yeah.
No, the backstory is like truly sad.
It's
like,
sad and fucked up. It's horrible.
And it's very heartbreaking because they're like, the dad killed him on the tour, and then when Mary Beth, who has two beautiful names, Mary and Beth, when she gives the real backstory, it's like his dad loved him. His dad did everything to take care of him, and his dad was so sad boy after everything went down.
And
so
his dad ended up accidentally killing him because he was
trying to save him. Yes.
Right there. Oh my god, that was actually like, I wasn't expecting it to be like actually
a little heart-wrenching.
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
Dicks.
Oh my god. Awful. Truly awful.
But so you can like understand that Victor Crowley is not like a monster who kills for fun and for sport and to take gleeful pleasure in it necessarily. It's just, first of all, he's so fucking yoked that it's no business to him to tear your mouth open like that.
Yeah.
I loved that. And the tongue waggling around.
Mhm.
Oh,
He's just
so
too yoked.
good.
He doesn't know his own strength. And you came into his house and he's scared. The last time people came into his house, they tried to burn him to death accidentally. So
Yeah.
he's having a reaction. He's having a human
He has
reaction. Sue him, okay?
Sue him.
Also,
He's just
shout
a
out
little
to
zombie boy.
Kane Hodder, who plays Jason. He's like the
Mhm.
Jason actor. He also plays Victor Crowley, but then he also plays the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
There's so
So he's
many
like,
cool.
I thought that was actually like really fun.
Yeah, no, I like that. I didn't notice that.
I love all of the like references to horror.
Mm-hmm. And I
Like,
don't know how
baddies and, like-
intentionally they cast Tyson from Scream 3, but I did also notice that Marcus was Tyson from Scream 3.
Yeah.
Marcus.
So
is
you've got a
Tyson
Scream.
from
The
Scream
black guy who's
3.
the friend with the sad boyfriend guy in this movie is
Yeah.
Tyson, the black guy in Scream
yeah.
3, who at one point has the knife through his head with the little head thing. And there's like a little bit of a jump scare for a second when they're going into the studio. And then before Candy dies, or whatever her name is, blonde.
I
Damn,
love
Why don't I remember that? I'm gonna go look through pictures of on
I'm a
his
Scream 3
IMDb.
aficionado, as we know. So
you
I
are.
know.
The actor who plays Ben in this, I love him because one, he had a really long stint on Bones. But
yes.
two,
Oh,
Goth,
yeah.
sad boy, depressed boy, intern on Bones.
yes, but also one of my absolutely fucking favorite movies of all time that also came out in 2006, Grandma's Boy.
Thought you were gonna say Avatar.
No, I mean he's in that.
Yeah,
one
he's
too.
in
That came out
Avatar
in
too.
09.
Avatar. And if you didn't know that is Sydney's favorite, now you do.
No.
Okay, tell us about Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy, he plays basically like it's like the stoner guy in his 40s who like designs video and tests video games, but he plays like a savant video game like designer who is like weird as shit, and he does it so incredible in this role. But it's got like Jonah Hill, Shirley
What?
Jones, like Linda
crazy.
Cardinelli, Doris Roberts, like
Oh, cast.
this movie, if you haven't seen it, is so fucking good. I love this
So
movie.
that's Joel David Moore who is in that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other guy we were talking about who's in Scream 3 is Dion Richmond. We didn't say their names out loud. I wanted to give them some love. I also think that Joel David Moore is hot.
Yeah. I do too.
Why are you so
and he
hesitant to
looks-
say so? Put it on the record.
well, he
Same with
looks
your whole chest.
He looks exactly like this guy I had a crush on in high school. Almost exactly. That guy I think is a little hotter. But do you know who I'm talking about, Chelsea? Think about it in your head and you'll know.
I only have a cursed guess, so I don't.
But yeah, I love the cast. And then also the girl who plays Mary Beth, Tamara Feldman, like is so 2005. She reminds me of the girl in Teen Wolf. Is it the girl in Teen Wolf?
No. She was she was in a show that I watched though, because I looked her up. I didn't recognize her at all. But then I clicked on her and she was in something I'd seen. And that
Like
something
Shipper.
was Gossip Girl.
Oh yeah,
I've
also seen Gossip Girl. That's
I
probably
don't know
what
who
it
Poppy
is.
Lifton is.
Well, I respect her. It's a fun cast, and also
Mhm.
nobody's
Blonde
talking
girl?
about the most important person in the entire cast, which is the beautiful blonde who is
Mhm.
Mercedes McNabb, right? Is
Mhm.
that who it is?
Yeah.
And she is one of the most fun characters on Buffy. She is so fun in Buffy. Oh my god, she's
plays
also
that
in
Repeat
Adam's
her name.
Family.
vampire in Buffy,
She's-
right?
She's the blonde little kid in Adam's Family who's a
There's a
bitch
fun
at the
IMDb
Girl
trivia about
Scout
that.
camp.
Oh my god.
You're gonna
Amanda
like this IMDb
Buckman.
trivia. It says Mercedes McNabb appeared in Addams Family Values as a teen girl at camp. Her quote, "I'll be the victim," to which Wednesday Addams replies, "All your life," plays true in this movie as she becomes Victor Crowley's victim.
That's so funny. Also, her
One of those
character,
classic.
so good. Her character in Buffy and Angel is Harmony Kendall. Harmony. She is so good
Y2K
in that.
queen.
Seriously. Oh my god, and she looks so cute in this. Ugh. I don't know, man. I am better than no man, so I'm like watching this movie and I'm like, oh, it's a titty slasher. This is amazing. It's one of my favorite subgenres.
I'd love a titty
And
slasher.
it's so funny. And also, like, it's so hard because within me there are two wolves, and one of them is Ben, and the other one is Marcus. Because I
Yeah.
would have wanted to stay at the party booby thing and do the swamp.
Right.
And why can't we do both? And why can't we just wait till later and
Thankfully,
do
the
a
boobies
little
came to
research?
the swamp.
Yeah. Well, then there
will
were
say.
boobies at the swamp. That's true. There were boobies at the swamp, but it doesn't have the same, like, I wish we don't have to skip Mardi Gras to go to the swamp.
Yeah.
You add like Porque no los dos, you know?
They had the right idea though, because like any other time but February, you never want to go into the swamp. It's so hot.
Sure.
The mosquitoes.
Yeah, that was
Dude.
my thing too. Is I not Sydney's thing, what Monica was saying is that I was really torn because it's like Mardi Gras is fun and I don't want to go off to a thing by myself. Also, I want to sit down. So maybe I want to go on haunted tour so that I am not standing in a crowd of people. That's a nightmare.
I don't know if I'd want to do a night tour.
But that's when the ghosts come out.
Yeah.
Do night tour
If it
of the
was reputable-
cemeteries.
If it was reputable, I would do it.
No, I
Well-
want to do like a on land night tour. You're not getting me in the swamps at night.
Okay, I'll keep this noted for my bachelorette because we are gonna do a haunted tour of like spooky cemetery something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
of course.
And then we're also gonna do swamp tour. But I want to do swamp tour in the day as well because I want to see the animals.
Yeah. I'm
Suit
not
yourself.
risking running into Victor, okay?
I don't
Suit
want. Yeah,
yourself.
now that I've seen this, I've learned a lot. Okay, and also, my friend just went on a bachelorette in Mardi Gras. LOL. No, in New Orleans, and so I'm gonna get all the tea.
Don't forget to pencil in the World War II Museum in there too. Very important.
Okay, you can go a day early and go do that on your own. This is my bachelorette, not you and Alex's marriage bachelorette.
Pencil it in. Pencil it in.
But yeah, I love that we get Tony Todd. I love his spooky story all turning into him being like, and it was all an insurance issue, and I got sued.
Mhm. Very classic.
The comedy, in
Scary,
this is
terrifying.
so funny, and also like, oh my god, Sean, the tour guide, the
Mm,
Asian tour guide. They have to do
yeah.
the Y2K racist thing.
Racist
They have
Asian
to have
joke.
racist Asian jokes happening. It's so important.
I loved the Rush
Ugh.
Hour reference that they were making
my
in this movie.
That was a funny joke.
Somebody
That
who
one was
just
funny.
recently watched Rush Hour for the first time.
I don't even know if I've seen that. Okay, well, that guy who is the tour guide,
Harry
Sean,
something.
hot now. Just saying. He was pretty cute then.
Mm.
Looking good. Looking real nice. But I love slash hate his whole fucking like over the top like accent he's doing and all this to sell the tour. And then when he like breaks, that's like probably the most fucked up racist part of the whole thing. But I was like, he was already being fucked up and racist by putting on this like crazy like, caricature voice to try to sell this tour to people.
Well, whatever. I don't know. I'll still keep tumbling that thought around in my head, rock tumbler style, and see if it comes out with an answer later.
Okay. But I do think the idea of like him being this inept fucking guy who's he's only done this tour once before.
Mm-hmm.
And he just keeps getting so angry at the old guy, Mr. Permatio. I don't know how you say that. It's not for me to
Richard
say
Reel
out loud.
From Minnesota.
Richard Reel. Yeah. And Richard keeps
He
trying
was
to drop
in-
his own obnoxious little lore that he knows. And they're like, shut the fuck up.
Because they're doing the full tour circuit. They're doing all the tours, you know?
Yeah, they learned a lot. They're excited about it.
They're engaged. But yeah, it was interesting / funny to me the way that this is just so classic, like Jungle Boat tour guide at Disneyland kind of thing, where it's like you can tell that they've just like really honed their script and they have come up with all these bits that they're like, here's where you laugh. This is the moment where you laugh, and it's like secretly maybe they're working on their stand-up comedian career, and this is like where they're trying things out. But it's just like the same exact script every time, and so it's like if you interject, it's like now you're let me do my performance for you. Yeah.
Excuse me. There is a way of things going here. It's so funny. Reminds
You're
me
throwing
of
me off my rhythm.
Jungle Cruise.
Is that because I just said it's like the Jungle Cruise?
Oh, sorry. I got a text from Derek about Vin Diesel, and he's literally with Vin Diesel right now, so that was more important. I'm really sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. My dad was what's it called? Tour guide for Jungle Cruise. That was one of his jobs when he was a kid, so lives large. I also always wanted to be a tour guide on the tram tour at Universal Studios, but I never made that dream a reality.
It's not too late.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do it.
That means a lot to me. That really means a lot to me. Okay, so how do we talk about this movie? Do we want to like go through it, or do you want to be like, what's your favorite way that somebody died?
I think we
It's
can go
pretty
through it a little
silly.
bit, because if we just go straight to what's your favorite way somebody died, it's like the episode is over after that.
Well, the episode can't be longer than the movie. It's only an hour and 20
We're
minutes.
done.
But no, I mean, maybe it's just because I also watched another movie with my dad today that was like, heartbroken guy dumped by long-term girlfriend gets up to chaotic misadventures. But I did like this setup of being that like he's so heartbroken, so he wants to do something different, but now he's like meeting this girl, and it's like, can he win her over? She's got her own agenda. She's not here to make friends. Meanwhile, Marcus is like hitting on the two would-be porn stars. But I thought, okay, sorry, I'm gonna jump to the end a little bit, so the episode can't be over after this, I guess. Whatever. But I thought it was interesting the way that they were really like playing with a lot of horror genres and tropes, especially with all the star cameos, because they kind of set them up to have this maybe unlikely romance that is not like fully embraced throughout the movie, but then at the end you're like, maybe these two crazy kids, who knows, like blah 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 blah, and then it's like, no, just kidding, you're so funny. Like the presence of the stars in the other movies, and again, don't know the plot of those other movies, but I feel wary of it. I no longer feel confident in my understanding of the end of this movie, because it might be changed by something that picks up 1 second later. But I liked that this movie kind of was defeating the idea of the final girl, that it's like, no, they're still in the swamp at the end. There's no getting there, where they still can't get back to civilization. Of course, it's just a matter of time. There isn't like this final couple who gets a happily ever after, or a final girl who has like a triumphant defeat of the villain. And you know, like it's also very Friday the 13th with like the boat at the end. They're in the boat at the end on the calm waters, blah blah blah. I don't know, I just thought they were doing some interesting stuff to go, here's what you think is gonna happen, and then no, this is a movie where everybody dies.
Wouldn't it be funny if like they didn't make a sequel and that's just like where it ended?
That's what I thought the sequel was just gonna be like a new group of tourist kids comes through Victor Crowley's, but learning it picks up that same second. There's a lot of the cast in that one as well. I'm like, well, now I don't know what to think.
Yeah, no, I think it's interesting. I obviously can't speak to the rest of it, but I think that it's cool, like you're saying, that it ends the way that it does, like not with like our protagonist winning, because like it puts like the focus back on Victor himself, and this really is like, even though the tone of this movie makes you forget about any serious things that might have been mentioned, for 5 minutes, it is about a tragic story of like an unjust death that happened to a kid who had a fucking horrible life his whole life just because of a circumstance of the way he was born. So it goes back to like turns it into like a redemption revenge movie for Victor instead of like the slasher we thought it was. Just for a second there. It's being like, "Oh, victory is Victor's." And we're that's actually not so bad. Hence
V
his
is
name,
for
Victor.
victory and also Victor.
Did we know?
That's
Yeah.
why they
And
named
so
it
that was
that.
a plan. That was a plan from Adam Green, and I'm picking up what he's putting down.
Who did you guys think that Marcus as the only black character in a 2006 movie was gonna die way earlier, or did you think there was a chance he's gonna make it to the end? Because he got so far in that I was like, he really might make it, and then no.
That's that, they're doing all of the tropes but opposite, so they didn't kill the black guy
Mhm.
first,
Not
I
first, not quite last,
he's still gonna
but
die, but
well, he just got his arms ripped off.
and then his head smashed into a cement grave.
yeah.
Oh, I missed that part. I must have been
Yeah,
looking down.
when his arms got ripped off, I was like, okay, that's pretty bad. And then I was like, well,
Maybe
he's
maybe
probably
Whoa.
dead, but maybe I can save mental space to just imagine. And then Victor like picked him up and swung him
and you're
into
like,
a grave, and I was like, I guess that's pretty final.
you're like, and he's done.
And that's
Well,
it. That's it for Marcus.
don't tell me if you know, but I could
Mhm.
very easily see like the second half of this movie, or second half, sorry, the second and third movies, it being like some sort of zombie kind of thing, because they sort of reference that already in this movie when they're like, oh, they like bury their dead above ground because the dead like can float back up to the top of the grave because of the water or whatever. And then also like it's this cursed whatever ground where Victor was killed and he obviously was resurrected. So maybe there's something like up with this swamp and like people come back. I could see that be a subplot
It's all
for
the
the
hoodoo.
sequels. Uh-huh.
I have now confirmed that this movie isn't what I'm about to say, so I'm going to say what I thought it might be for a second, which is I saw something that called, this is small spoiler, but only about kind of the nature of Victor's paranormal existence as a person who died and seems to die multiple times throughout this movie. Something called him a return, which is that like he just keeps coming back and like replaying he's like stuck in the same moment. I won't say any more than that. But something called him a return. And so I was wondering for a second if it was like all the same characters keep like replaying this same day to different effects until they finally, I don't know,
Mhm.
unlock the secret of his backstory or whatever. But no, that it doesn't seem that that is the case. So when we make a movie, we can do that.
I love the idea that it was like fake Girls Gone Wild also. What was it called? Backwater Beavers?
Bayou Beavers.
Bayou Beavers.
Which is just
So
like hilarious.
fucked up.
Such a
Like,
good
So
gag when they're like, "You ever heard of Bayou Beavers?" And Richard Reel's like, "Yeah," and his wife's like, "No," and he's
No.
like, "No,
no, that was
no."
so hysterical.
Yeah, no.
But they
Yeah,
didn't
it
want to get
wasn't.
their pussies out. That's crazy. That's misleading.
Yeah.
Well,
Also,
I'm glad they
The
didn't,
beavers are
just
the big
because
reveal at the end. Maybe that's
it
what
ended
they
up
were working towards.
being that guy's just private video he was making, which is super fucking creepy.
he was one of my favorite deaths that they did.
Yeah, that
Like
looked so
when they
cool.
like he just like grabs him and literally like rips like his head
spins,
around.
twists his head around, the way that they did the twisty neck. Ooh, it looked really good. I loved it.
One of the things that I thought was like a bit that runs through the whole movie but kind of got old a little bit was like after every kill you like see like blood splattered across a tree or blood splattered across, you know, what was like a grave, like an angel grave, or like blood
Yeah.
splattered across blah blah blah. And apparently they used so much blood when they were filming, they had to like plastic wrap the cameras so it wouldn't fuck up the cameras because they were just
That's
splattering blood
so
everywhere.
fucking funny.
You know, it's actually another interesting filming detail that I saw on IMDb trivia. Sorry, that came out so weird. This was the last production filmed in New Orleans before Hurricane Katrina.
Which
I'm
is
literally looking at that right now.
so
Yeah.
funny.
Wild.
Thank
For this
God,
to be the last
beautiful
movie.
piece of art came
honestly
out before the
historic.
tragedy. God damn.
Crazy
sorry.
times. Crazy times. It
Oh,
is wild to
crazy
me.
times.
There must be swamp other locations than just New Orleans, but it is wild to me that all three of our swamp movies have ended up being New Orleans specific.
When
I guess
I
it's a
was-
very famous bayou.
Yeah.
Well, you know, South Louisiana is, you know, that's what it's
Is
known
the
for.
bayou, yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I just like couldn't stop thinking of when I was like watching this, I was like, and it like it wouldn't have happened. They were in different directions, but I was like, could you imagine Kate Hudson trying to get away from her
So
evil
they
thing in her
row their
little
boats
rowboat
into
and
each
running
other?
into Victor Crowley?
Stop. That's the crossover we
It's a
needed.
connection, okay? It's a through line.
That's
You hear
so
wrestling in the
funny.
trees, you think it's Victor, out comes Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Oh
Running
my
away
God.
from real zombies, which again return in Hatchet too. Maybe, I don't know. That's just our theory.
Yeah. See,
It's all
there you
connected.
go. There's just a thing with zombies in the bayou. That's just kind of how it goes, and it's just part of it. And I'm excited to meet them on my bachelorette trip to NOLA. I'm so excited. I'm like so excited for this exact movie to happen to us.
Okay, I will say, speaking of the IMDb trivia, this one I think is just my favorite, where it talks about like he made everybody really vomit on screen. It's not fake vomit. Everybody was real vomit.
Well, it was like he real vomited once, and then they gave him like clam chowder and orange juice, which is a disgusting combination.
I just think that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so
Can you puke
fucked
for real?
up.
Could you just puke for real?
What if you just like threw up a little? Please.
I have to believe, for my own mental well-being, that when Victor Crowley full-blown big disgusting drooled into Ben's mouth, that was not real. And nobody tell me anything to the contrary if you know differently, because I didn't care for that.
I really hated that. It was really hard to watch. I also didn't like watching the girl vomit on the street earlier. These are all the times I gagged. It's not the like grotesque gore that was happening. It was not that at all. It was the vomiting and the vomiting in the mouths, and then him vomiting so much after his mouth was vomited into. And I get that, and that's fair. Also,
Somebody
his
who's
best
been
also his
vomited
best friend
on,
just
it
died.
immediately made me vomit, so I get that, King. Go off.
I also been vomited on, but it didn't immediately make me vomit. I've been vomited on twice. College was a hard time.
Agreed.
Horrifying.
Scary time to be alive. But I held strong in those moments. I don't know how. And that's something that should be studied. What else? It's a great movie. I was just like, there it is. We did it. We did the movie. I didn't have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of deaths that I did like, and then there were ones that I wanted to see, where like Harmony's death, obviously her name's not really Harmony, but Harmony's death. I was so sad that she died off screen because I felt like she really would have had an iconic scene for that. It was kind of a good
performance.
reveal to like glance over and just see body parts, I guess. But I felt robbed that we didn't get to see her die on screen.
I also totally felt robbed. That was so wrong. Her Robert Englund. Who else was off screen? The mystery
When
horses.
I honestly don't remember how Sean died.
Didn't he get his head stamped on?
Oh, he cuts off his head with a
Oh, yeah.
shovel.
Yes, yeah.
Who is it? The other girl, not our beloved
Miss
blonde.
NYU, just kidding, she went to Hofstra. That was a funny joke.
Yeah. Her with like her teeth and like just her face being like so fucked up.
The chainsaw through the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
really
disgusting.
disgusting.
And she
That
was like
the
really
hardest
trying to
one watch.
survive. And I was like, I don't know. I think maybe I'd give up at that point. Maybe that's where you call it quits. I don't know.
That
The
was hard.
human spirit is beautiful, and life finds a way, and the strength to persevere, etc. However,
I thought it was
I don't know that I would do
interesting
that.
that Mary Beth, her dad and brother were the guys at the beginning. And that's why she's there. She's like,
yeah, I thought that was good motivation, especially when they were like, so you came on this stupid tour, and she's like, well, $30 is cheaper than getting my own boat, don't you think? So
right.
Well, I also think it was interesting to it needed to happen this way just because she the daughter is mentioned so much in the opening. Like it's they do a little good baiting for you there because the brother is like, "Oh my god, you always are so mean to me and calling me gay all the time and like saying you wish I was more like my sister." And then he like calls him a queer and says he wishes that he was more like his sister like immediately afterwards. So I thought that was good setup and made it like extra fun. I'm also taking this shirt off too because I'm uncomfortable.
Strip it down.
I'll check it out on my makeup wipe next.
I can't do
now
it.
you just look like a member of Kiss.
Yeah,
cute though. Kind of like that for you.
Also, I don't know where I read it, or maybe it was like Reddit or something like that, but I think Robert Englund, like his character was supposed to be one of the teenagers that's like started the fire of
that would be interesting.
Like I don't know if it was maybe like a fan in or if that was the thing, but I read that somewhere.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that I kind of like.
An interesting idea at the very least, because he's such a bitch in the opener, and they were really giving me the vibes of that scene in Holes that's like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. What you So yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
That's so fucking funny. It's just a good time. I would love to see this in a theater or like with friends. This would be the perfect, like I saw online, people describe it as like the perfect party movie.
They'll never play it at Cinespia, but God, do I want them to.
I mean, we could do a triple feature where we just like sit down and bangering all through 3 of them.
Yeah, drink a few brewskis. I would have a great time.
That would actually be really fun. Get the gang together again.
A little movie marathon.
The crew gets back together.
That would be so fun.
Our 6-year anniversary.
I wonder if our patrons will do a Hatchet day when they do their movie days.
Maybe. I love a double feature.
Oh, I
triple feature. Be brave.
What they thought about Evil Dead Burn. I still haven't seen it. Did any of you guys see it?
Not yet.
No. And I thought about watching it with them this weekend. And then I was like, I don't care about the Evil Dead movies. So I moved on with my life. But
I've literally been, honestly, it's unfortunate, just like too busy to go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
I didn't use my AMC A-list at all during July except for to see the Odyssey.
Well, at least it was a long movie, so it was like the length of like 2 movies.
Yeah, that's
so
like 2
you,
movies.
So you got your money's worth. You saw 2 movies, and that's all it needed to pay for. So, Sydney does need to go see Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, though, not just because it's going to be a tentpole movie to discuss, but also because the blood in the like Camp Miasma movies within this the movie made me think about what you were saying about the blood here, how it's just like constantly spurting. So
I thought the same thing. I want to watch more because this feels like in the same. They're holding hands, but they're not the same at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the summer camp horror movies,
Yeah.
Sleepaway
just
Camp,
like all of them,
or just
I
just
mean,
any
there's just
summer
a
camp.
million. It's any
Yeah.
that subgenre. Sorry, I'm eating tri-tip. I started watching The Burning over the weekend. I have 8 minutes left. I gotta finish it. But The Burning is there's a reference to it in Miasma,
A
Chelsea.
clear reference.
When they make that Harvey Weinstein joke.
Mm.
Do you remember that one? That was about
Vaguely.
The Burning.
Okay.
He was like a really big part of this movie or whatever. But it feels like having watched that, I felt extra primed for this movie because it's also like the OG misogyny. It's so fucking bad in The Burning. Holy shit, it's really bad in The
Ooh.
Burning. Who made it? Haha. And then yeah, and then like it's got like the gore, and then also it's just like horribly made. So that was really fun as well. But I want to watch I want to watch like more of the Jason movies and finish
Mhm.
that one before I watch Miasma again because there's like
That makes sense. Yeah.
tons of references. Also, New Nightmare apparently is a really good one to watch. Speaking of Robert Englund,
Okay.
because I've never seen New Nightmare, and there's some sort of like vibes.
This
there's
is
a
telling me
vibes
maybe we
connection
shouldn't do
thing.
Camp Miasma for a while so that we have time to get all of our homework in first.
Well, we have a couple weeks anyway because we're not doing it next week, and then we're taking a week like scheduling wise off. Not for you guys. Don't everybody calm down. You're fine. The episodes are
You'll
coming
be
out as
fine.
normal.
We've already
Yeah.
took
You'll be
our
fine.
vacation.
We personally just are doing something different for us, and it has something to do with you. And I don't want you to freak out anymore. Relax. Anyway, so we could do it like in the middle of September, and I think we'll have time to watch 700 Sleepaway Camp movies.
We'll just sit down, we'll put them on 3.2 speed, and we'll just beam
No
all of them
break.
into our brain. Yeah.
Well, I need inspiration anyway, and also listeners, if you can help me with this let me know. I always do a Halloween party every year, and I go all out for it. And my friend suggested that I do a summer camp horror theme this year, which would be so fun. But I'm trying to learn more to get more ideas for decor, and then like get ideas for fucking decor. Like I haven't seen that many of them. And I don't know what to do to like make it like an immersive experience. So if you have like a favorite summer camp horror movie, like an undercover one, like
Well, you already
message
know
us,
mine.
let us know. Is it Sleepaway Camp? What's
Yeah.
yours? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that one's amazing. That'll be
my
a
favorite.
focal point.
And
because
honestly, Sleepaway Camp 2.
oh my god, I haven't seen that one.
And I
wanna see
think
it.
Felisa Rose, she's in one of the Hatchet movies at some point. I think I saw in the IMDb trivia or something like that. But another movie, if we're talking about references, another movie I was thinking about while watching this one, especially because this one feels so close to parody, was Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Yes, that's a big one.
100%. God, I love that movie.
That feels like that movie was probably reacting to this movie a little bit. When did that one come out? Like a year or two later?
9?
3? Yeah, I was gonna say maybe 3. And that one has like this summer campy vibe feel as well because they're like a group of friends going into the
It's like
woods or
Cabin in
whatever
the
is going
Woods.
on. Yeah.
That movie seems so much more modern than this movie. Tucker and Dale.
Right?
2009 was a big jump from 2006 in many ways.
Those 3 years were pivotal. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Just
In
like
cinema.
the way it looks, everything. That's crazy.
Well, but also he was doing some throwback vibes and references.
Yeah,
so he
that's
could have
true.
been like this movie doesn't feel necessarily like, I mean, contemporaries with Skeleton Key and the fact that they're both in the New Orleans swamp, but
Yeah. Well, it's giving B movie, you know, so it's
Uh-huh.
got that
so it's hard to kind of place in that way.
schlocky feel to it, yeah. But I think like production wise, like camera wise, and the way they shot Tucker and Dale, it felt like newer,
Yeah.
even if they're not that far off from each other. God, yeah,
Yeah.
I just love the horror comedy. I need to be watching more of those. This is just like it was so fun, and I was watching
Lots
some
of
of it
good
at
jokes.
This was
Yeah.
literally a hoot and a holler. I'm just saying.
And
Yeah.
so short, very pleasantly short.
So
And our
pleasantly
era
short.
of 2.5 hour movies, so nice to have one that is sub 80 minutes.
And honestly, it's so nice to get back to like fun kills and titties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Back
have
to our
some
roots, babe.
qualms, but it was interesting the way that it engaged with horror tropes. And again, I don't know that maybe it leaned into them as much as I thought that it did before I learned more about the franchise as a whole. But he's literally Victor Crowley's literally played by Kane Hodder. He's so Jason in 1,000 different ways. The like I loved that it seemed like they demolished the whole cast. And that especially with like pulling in from um Friday the 13th and the Scream franchise and Final Destination and blah blah blah, the Nightmare on Elm Street, for them to like be kind of toying with the idea of the trope of the final girl and then being like, we just cut here. We just cut here. You don't see her triumphantly survive or walk away. You don't have like a beam of hope, whatever happens
And
next. You
Ben's
just
like
like
laying
don't
there
have
not
it.
dead
Yeah.
either. He's just been
Mhm.
like knocked out.
But arm ripped off.
Yeah.
I thought that moment where his arm was ripped off, I didn't go immediately to his arm has been ripped off, but I went to he's sure not doing anything with that hand. But the music in that moment was doing a really good job of making it feel very dramatic and suspenseful regardless. So I thought the music in this movie did a really good job. I'm sure it was like ripping off a lot of stuff because it felt very like kind of Jaws-y in many moments. But I thought the music in this movie did a great job of building emotion in scenes.
I totally agree.
Anything else before we move on to segments? Regular name
Segmentos?
segments, regularly just segments, or
Or
actually just called segments.
segmentos?
Not for me. All right. We have to ask the age-old question. How could this movie be gayer?
I think Ainsley is bisexual and he pulls. That's the brother in the beginning. I think
Yeah.
he's offended at being called a queer because his dad is saying it not in a nice way. And I don't think his dad knows. I think he's like quiet about it, but I think he is bisexual and I think he does pull. And his dad is just calling him a queer to like emasculate him, blah blah blah. But actually he just gets crazy bitches all around, is what I think.
He was a cutie. It's really too bad. It's really too bad about his spine getting ripped out of his body like that. That was really too bad.
I don't think Missy and Jenna's kissing was performative, okay? Like, sure,
I think they
wanted
were
to be
having some like
famous, but I don't
enemies to
think it was
lovers.
performative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they were fighting so much because they didn't know what they were feeling.
Yeah. They were confused, okay?
They were
That's why
confused,
she
and I
kept saying,
understand that.
"Lick me." It was like, "I dare you." I don't know. We can't cross this line unless it's that moment and the rivals to lovers, enemies to lovers, whatever, where everybody just gets so angry and heated that it comes together.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know
just
why,
around
but
the
I
corner.
feel like Victor Crowley would be like, he himself doesn't have to be bisexual, but I feel like he would be a bisexual icon.
Oh, so overalls.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that. I really see
Overall,
that.
the living in a swamp. It's
Mhm.
a hatchet itself just feels a little bit bisexual. Like, it's not an axe. It's not
Although
a
it is an axe
knife.
on the
Sides,
poster,
Kind of in the
apparently.
middle. Can't decide what it is.
That's an axe?
Yeah, a hatchet doesn't have two sides, actually.
Yeah.
It has just like a
Oh.
little boop that comes out through the other side of the wood. There's a description on IMDb trivia that didn't quite make sense to me, but yeah. Also on
So
IMDb
funny.
trivia, it did say the boat featured in Hatchet was repurposed from Kane Hodder's 1982 Kawasaki JS 550, a jet ski rotting on the outskirt of his estate. So that's his real jet ski that somehow they made into a whole fucking boat. I don't know how things work, but
I saw that and I was like, how the fuck did they do that? It doesn't make any
what's
sense.
that mean? Yeah.
Crazy. Okay. Any other gay thoughts we'd like to share?
So many more gay thoughts.
I think Ben bisexual.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank God for you saying that. That's
Yeah.
so clear.
Marcus could be, but
That's a
less
straight man.
likely. I think he's just a nice friend.
Here's the thing. He would have
Nice.
a threesome with one of his homies and like be really chill about it, you know?
He would be like, as long as our dicks don't touch and we don't make eye contact, it's fine.
I think he would.
I want to get with this hot girl, and if my homie is also here, we can make it work.
Yeah.
I think they'd make eye contact as the Eiffel Tower.
I do too. I think they might hold hands a little
Oh, like
bit.
yeah, hold hands or high five.
Definitely high five.
Okay.
Definitely high five, but like maybe then they hold hands.
I don't think
high
they
five and
link.
then
I
they,
think
like-
they just keep them like this. I think if
Yeah.
they linked, then that would cross the line.
Yeah. But I can see that.
That's
be
when
good.
you have
Straight
to
man that he
consider
is,
your
you know?
sexuality.
I'm glad we're getting so granular into the optics of the Eiffel Tower.
Mhm. And the wife, by the way, the wife of the old man, also bisexual.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It's the
She's
fanny
seen
pack.
Beaver, whatever. She just is smarter than him and better at protecting.
She has seen
Your
lesbian
interests.
porn, just not Bayou Beavers. She's like, oh, tell me more.
What do you mean, Bayou Beavers? She's
Bayou
like, it
Beavers, that
could
sounds like
be
something I'd
about-
like.
Or maybe she just really likes beavers too, like the animal, and so she's like, it could be one of my two special interests.
It's classic, same.
Which one? Yeah.
Mhm.
She just needs a little bit more information, and then she'd get it. Okay, Matthew Lillard.
I think 2006 Matthew Lillard would fit in so well in this movie.
I think he
Mhm.
should just be another character in the
Yeah.
group. Just bring him in.
Can you
to the
have
mix.
two lanky guys in one movie? Dangerous to have two string bean
I
tall
think-
men stand next to each other.
You can if they kiss. So
Yeah.
I don't make the rules. I just
That's what
enforce
brings
them,
Ben's
Chelsea.
bisexuality into the forefront. It's like, do I go for Mary Beth or Matthew Lillard?
Right?
Mhm.
All three of them are on that boat at the very end.
And he's fucking playing himself. Like he's not a character actually. It's just
It's
Matthew
just
Lillard
Matthew
was
Lillard.
in town for Mardi Gras.
Or Matthew Lillard, if we're changing the plot a little bit, he could be that guy in the beginning that's like shouting at them, and then he could come back at the end. Because that's where I really thought Tony Todd was going to come back, is he doesn't do nighttime haunted swamp tours anymore for insurance purposes. But I thought like a daytime tour was going to come along when they're like in the boat at the end. Because I was like, surely there must be more Tony Todd. But that was not the
Surely
case in
they
this
couldn't have just
movie.
been that 1 second. No, that's all we fucking get. It's not fair. Okay. Dumb
He
bitch.
could also just be one of the homies in the beginning.
He could. He
who's
could
like,
be standing there
"Hello,
next to Adam.
Hanging out
titties."
with the director.
Mhm.
Be like, sorry, I'm staying with the titties. Duh.
Without a paddle, Matthew Lillard being in that movie, that feels relevant somehow to this moment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about this entire time. That movie fucking rocks, and I love it, and it's got a great cast, and I would love to watch it again to see if what I'm saying right now holds up, but I'm sure that it
To
does,
see if
'cause
that's
nothing
true.
that Matthew has ever done has ever turned sour. And yeah. Okay, dumb bitch. This is hard. It's the children.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
don't-
all like
Don't
stupid
throw firecrackers at a
people.
wooden building.
Yeah.
On
And also,
Halloween.
like, don't terrorize a child just because they're different. Like,
Yeah.
don't like beat and terrorize and like really upset someone constantly just because you have nothing better to do. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, do they have video games? No, it's too bad. Play cards. I don't know. Go throw a rock into the swamp. There's got to be something else. There's
Same
gotta
as
be
video
something
games,
else.
equally engaging.
Well, it was too early in
Yeah.
the timeline for video games. I realized
But
that.
what
okay?
is the equivalent of video games throwing rock into swamp?
Also, have you heard about that thing where there's a cup and you hold onto the bottom of the cup and there's like a string from the bottom and you try to and then there's a ball
Yes.
on the string and
Yeah.
you try to get the ball into the cup?
Mhm.
They should try that instead
Classic.
of bullying a child to death.
How about they just
Maybe.
I love I don't know where I was
Jumping off point per Sydney's theory, the dad in the beginning, because what a bitch.
Yeah.
If he is that child and he grew up to be somebody who's mean to his bisexual son for no good reason and is like, oh, just pee off the side of the boat because I'm going to catch a 12-foot gator, you leave those gators alone. You should not be bothering them because that's bad news for
No.
everybody. And I really thought the gators were going to be a bigger threat in this movie, but they did have their own a few
They
moments
were
here
the
and there.
psych out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're the fake out. And well, okay, yeah, it ate that guy's leg.
Yeah.
That's important.
They got
Okay.
things moving, at least.
That brings us to our 9s out of 5s. I'm sure this got like Oscars and stuff, right?
Yeah, just like last week. They won the Swamp Skirt. But other than that, this movie has a 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and on Rotten Tomatoes, it has 56% rotten from critics and 45% rotten from audiences. So I'm kind of surprised to see that critics like this movie a little bit more than audiences did. I kind of expect with a cult classic like this or a
Medium cult
slow
classic.
growing fan following or whatever you want to say about Hatchet if you're more knowledgeable than I am. I'd expect it to be the other way around, but we've kind of talked about there is like a lot of interesting filmmaking stuff going on here in this construction of the movie. So I can see also critics being able to pull out some things that maybe audiences at large are not necessarily all appreciating.
Yeah. And it's also like stupid enough where some people would be like, oh, that's stupid and I would never like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the real ones are like, well, that was stupid and I really liked that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I know that it's good, is if it's so dumb. I feel like I got knocked down a few pegs by watching it. But no, I don't feel that way because the gore was so good and those practical effects take a real genius. So I don't know what I'm going to give this.
I do. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. Like
Yay! That's what I was honestly
it was
leaning
like
towards.
I didn't have any expectations other than like a lot of people really like this movie. Like I've seen a lot, like it's a cult classic and I love a cult classic. And also too, like as somebody who really loves like 80s slasher movies and like all that kind of stuff, it does, I think, like pays homage to them in like a really fun way while still being very, you know, misogynistic nostalgia. What did we say it was?
Nostalgic misogyny.
Misogynalgic was
There we go.
I was
Misogynalgic.
what I thought you could kind of pick out both words a little bit better than the alternative.
I think so. We got to lead with the misogyny, otherwise we'll get lost.
Yeah.
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 But-
Misogynal. Say it one more time.
Misogynalgic.
Okay.
Write that down so we can read it.
Okay.
Write that down so we can read the title of the episode.
Okay.
But also too, like watching this first one, I am very interested in watching the other movies, especially now knowing that it literally just like picks
Pops
up
to the
like
next
right
moment.
where it left off. I think that alone is like really cool.
It is cool. Some people really hated that ending. They were like really fucking pissed off. They thought that their computer didn't work. And I also thought my computer didn't work. I rewound it like 4 times.
Here's the thing.
But
I
then
get
I
if
was
you
like,
don't know
oh, no,
that
I
a
like
sequel's
it.
not coming, then that
Yeah.
like and it just
Then the
ends
vibes
right
are
there. You're like,
different.
what the fuck? Like I get that, but now that we know,
Mhm.
I was like, great ending,
But I
innovative.
still like it. Even in its of its own accord. I think like on its own like that. It's funny. It's like so jarring and it's just like, okay, you would do something fucking dumb like that because this movie exists. I think I'm gonna give this movie a 3.9. I liked it a lot. I had a really good time. It was fucking stupid. It was fucking great. The practical effects were amazing. I don't have that many deep thoughts about it, but that's because we haven't gotten to the deep lore portion of the franchise yet. I know that's coming. or it's not. And either way, I don't care. I will watch them all. I'm very interested. I didn't feel bad and sad about myself watching this like I do with the Terrifier movies. And there was a lot of blood splatter, you know? There's nothing else that I'm just going to think about that tongue going la 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 as the top of her head's ripped off. I really liked that. I got docked at 0.1 because it made me gag so many times for vomiting stuff, and I don't like vomiting stuff. But also, it was effective, and they did a good job. So that's me.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in a little bit lower than you guys. But that is no reflection of the amount of fun that I had with this movie. I just feel personally, and for me, it's more like a 3.5. And yeah, I think it's like not bad. It is fun. I was entertained the whole time. I liked where it cut at the ending because I liked that I felt like it was subverting some of the tropes and being like, oh, you thought, no, actually everybody gets it. Now I kind of feel like maybe that is not what they were doing, and so it's a different thing. But I did finish it and was like, I wonder what's going on in Hatchet 2 and Hatchet 3, and I would maybe check them out. So I think that that is an endorsement in many ways. I am curious. I liked Frozen a lot, so I was seeing that it was Adam Green that made this movie. I found that very interesting. And I wasn't blown away, but I can see why there would be a following here. And I'm willing to hear the whole franchise out.
Amazing. It's just nice to have a good time, you know? Isn't that great?
It's fun to it's like one of those stupid, put it on the TV. You don't have to pay that much attention, but you're entertained the whole time. It's not like you're bored and start doing something else.
It's funny.
Yeah, you're hee-hee-ha-haing. Some of the jokes I was like, that's bad. And then some of them I was like, okay, but it's funny. So, you win some, you lose some. But I thought that this was a perfectly fun, entertaining movie.
Also, we didn't talk about the guy drinking his own piss.
Oh yeah, they were like, that was the guy on the canoe in the beginning who was shouting at them, and they were like, "Don't listen to him. He drinks his own piss." And then it was
and
like
then
he
it
had
shows
the
him drinking his own piss. I just wanted to shout that guy out.
Hospital.
I totally missed that. Oh my god. Ew.
Yeah, no, there were a lot of good gags in this movie. There were good gags for sure.
Oh my god, it's hysterical. Okay, well that closes the book on Swamp Ass August. And also New
Long May She Reign.
Orleans 3 weeks. Oh my god, it's really hard. But there's so much more to explore here at Spooky Tuesday, and Chelsea's gonna let you know what's happening next.
Yes, next week we are getting ready to go back to school. And so we thought we'd do something a little fun. We've been talking about doing this movie for a long time, but Monica's actually never seen it. So I'm very excited to share it with her. Because next week we will be doing Jawbreaker, which I feel like I've actually maybe never seen because I've only ever watched it on cable. So I bet there are scenes that were taken out for cable. Yeah, but they used to play it on cable all the time. Damn, and so I have watched it a zillion times, but it is fantastic. It's got an incredible cast. Judy Greer, Rose McGowan, Julie Benz, Rebecca Gayheart. So
oh my god, all my queens.
A real diva movie. And I can't wait to get into it.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
I'm hyped. The aesthetic of this movie is so
yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, and also just a quick explanation. If we're doing Fifth Tuesday, the first Tuesday of September. That's why. Right? Isn't this our Fifth Tuesday or is it not?
I think it's just a black comedy, but we can clarify that later.
I just misunderstood.
We don't know. Maybe Chelsea wants to do it for her birthday. She hasn't
decided. We'll see. Maybe it's a Fifth Tuesday, maybe it's not. We'll know probably by the time we record that episode.
Who knows?
So
on your toes. We're on our toes, so you have to be too, bitch. Okay, come on. Anyway, well, why not say in a 5-star review, thank you so much for giving me like an outlet during Swamp Ass August, like while I'm sweating and I'm so swampy, and like somewhere to put that energy. Thank you for doing that for us. And to that I say, wow, you're welcome. And I'm so glad that it helped you during this really fucking humid time to be alive.
Oh my God, it's so hot.
Dude, it's
And
so
y'all
hot.
are in
And
the South. It's so hot.
it's so much worse where you have it, but we here in LA are experiencing humidity for the first time in our entire lives because it's been humid all summer and it's very hard and I don't understand it and I'm scared. And so we created this theme month to channel ourselves through it. But anyway, we're also on social media. Excuse me, it's like really hard to talk. Did you know? We're at Spooky_Tuesday on pretty much everything except for Facebook and Tumblr, where we're at Spooky Tuesday Pod. We have a beautiful website, spookytuesdaypod.com. Check it out for a list of every single movie we have ever covered and all of our beautiful show notes in one beautiful aesthetic place. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday. Join us. There is great exclusive content every week, exclusive content from each episode, and we do trailer reactions. And we also have a lovely Discord where our beautiful listeners put together really fun programming every Saturday to do a little movie watching morning. It's a really great group of people. We'd love to have you join us. And also, we are on YouTube. And earlier today, I was Tony Todd, but now I'm myself as a clown. What are you, Chelsea?
Where's a member of Kiss?
Yeah.
I'm a member of Kiss.
I'm wearing like a swampy green, and I've got my authentic Mardi Gras beads from when my brother lived in New Orleans.
Oh my God.
I too am also in a swampy green, and right behind me is only a very small amount of beads that I have collected from Mardi Gras. I have bags of them in my attic, and also some on my porch goose that I haven't taken off since February.
Amazing.
I want to go this year. I'm going to do it, or next year, I guess, but whatever. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, Spookies!
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Haidt, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Great18. That's GR818_. And our podcast art is by Ryan Brom, who you can follow on Instagram at Ryan Brom Art. That's RyanBrommArt. Learn more about Spooky Tuesday at spookytuesdaypod.com and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday.